All right, superstars, it's that time again. Before I begin with what we're doing for the next 2 weeks, just like to say a big well done to you guys for your pitch and your presentation that you delivered the past week. I was very impressed in terms of how you guys collaborated with each other. Main focus that we need to look at, and hopefully this particular assignment will get this out of you, is the creativity, the originality. Okay, how are you going to make your actual game that you are creating stand out? What is going to make it original? What is the unique selling point to this? Okay, so allow me to introduce you to your new assignment, and that is storyboarding. Storyboarding. So let's begin. Okay, our intro to this. A storyboard is essentially a series of drawings that allow you to visualize how the final product will look. Okay, includes details of characters, backgrounds, scenes, and how they combine together. Describes also camera angles and movement. So if there's a pan, if there's a zoom, etc. How are you going to basically tell the story of your characters as they progress through their journey? So, our learning objectives: identify the benefits of creating a storyboard, explain how storyboard techniques can be used to further a storyline, and deconstruct and review the general principles of storytelling. Our key vocabulary is storyboard, concept, characters, and storytelling. So, here is your appetizer. I want you to, in your groups for the next 10 days, so you're going to need to, first of all, designate roles of what everybody has going to do. Okay. Here are a few things that I think are very vital and what you should think about. So you need to choose a particular software you're most comfortable with to create your storyboard. I want you to finalize the appearance of your characters. Okay, so you may need to mock up a few drafts to the point where when it gets to the actual deadline, you would have a final actual draft of what your character will look like. Research into Unity 3D's catalog and collect games from the same genre as your own, which you can possibly get inspiration from. So let me just first of all show you some of the actual software that is available to you. So Sketchbook, one of my personal favorites. It actually is a canvas, a digital canvas, which you can express yourself. You have the freedom to create and draw whatever you want. Okay, I really do recommend this, especially if you have an actual iPad and you have an actual Apple Pencil. It works so great, and it just digitalizes your image that you create. It's literally like you jotting or sketching on paper, but it is just automatically digitalized. Okay, and then this is another very useful application, especially if you are when we're doing a storyboard. So Storyboarder, and it is free as well. So it gives you the whole layout in terms of how to actually create a storyboard, and you can possibly as well, if you want to get actually detailed and efficient, you can do different actual stock images to show you how your actual journey will progress. So this is a very, very good actual tool, which I highly do recommend. All right. So Storyboarder and Sketchbook. And what I'll do as well is these links, I'll upload them onto your actual Google Classroom. So may I continue? Once you've done that, you've designated roles and you decided what each person is going to be doing over that course, you may want to share in. Each of you want to dip into in and out of all of these different tasks that I've given you, just so you all have experience of doing it. Okay, so just examples of the storyboards that I've just picked out from. Just shows you how the image actually, each stage of your story is being told. Okay, so the images just mark on certain key points from that actual story. And you've got this one. This one is an example of Dora Explorer, Dora's Pyramid. You see her journey as she goes through this particular pyramid. So, and also you got the actual annotation which explains to you what is happening in each actual image. All right. So let's just mark down and solidify your understanding of what a storyboard is. So storyboards should be created for each level and checkpoint, significant changes in your story or action. Okay, that's what storyboards are for. Okay, it should also identify the audio that accompanies the scene, so music, sound effects, or dialogue, etc. So maybe your sound person will have a big input into that. Storyboards are a key part of the design. These may well be working documents which are developed and revised over time. So they may change as you guys go along and develop your actual game. They do not have to be neat or well drawn. All right. You may find it helpful to also create a timeline that identifies the timing of the levels, checkpoints in your game. A script should also be written in the game if the game actually contains any dialogue. Okay, that is very, very key. So let me just give you an example now of one of the PlayStation's trailers, which show highlights how a storyboard is evolved. So let's go to this one. So on the left is the actual gameplay. On the right is the actual storyboard, the mock-up of what was planned. We weren't the first ones here. The game was actually created.
Our stories speak of the ones that came before. The old ones. The world of the old ones was so different than ours. They had built incredible cities with towers that reached the stars. But a darkness came, and their cities turned to graves. And without them.
Okay, I will also leave that on Google Classroom if you want to actually a link to that particular YouTube clip if you want to finish watching that. But that just shows you an actual visual example. You got on the left hand side was showcasing the actual gameplay, and on the right was showcasing the actual storyboard, how it was actually designed and marked up to actually tell that story. So does that to finalize this particular assignment. All right, I want you to actually complete a game tutorial, but a tutorial that is relevant to your game. So a genre. So for example, if you are making like a racing game, you probably will look at and see on Unity 3D that there are actually various tutorials that show you how to actually create different actual games that utilize, for example, karting or actual auto vehicles. All right. And that could possibly give you an idea or set a foundation of how you may go about starting to actually program and develop your actual gameplay. All right. So that probably is going to be the job for your programmer in your group. But also, you're all free to actually dibble in and out of different actual roles just so you actually get an actual experience of how certain things actually work. Okay? So, as always, I'm here if you have any questions or queries, you know where to hit me up. Okay? This is going to basically last for a duration of around 10 days. Okay? So, this is for this week and the next week. And then what we'll have is then we'll have an actual checkpoint and I'll check in to see how you're all getting on. Okay? Take care, keep safe, and remember, keep washing those hands.